Okay, Mega here is the next day, next episode. So like I said, today I'm gonna go switch these two gauges around. I'm not happy with the white light on that one, so we're just gonna put this one back here and then put this one up here. And like I said, where I got this from was my Kawasaki 750 Turbo. Yes, Mega does have a turbocharged motorcycle, but this does not work on it. So I bought that a long time ago. It just kind of sits around now. So yeah, so we're just gonna put this one back over there so there's no hole in here anymore. To do that, I got this little gauge thingy holder, and I put that back, and then I got some what is this, Teflon tape to put the to change the fitting on this. So I think it's actually hooked up. Yeah, see, we gotta change this. This is a barb fitting on it, and we need to put that kind of screw-on fitting. So yeah, so that's what I got going on today, and it'll be the finishing touches. And then hopefully, I hope this is still this was on a motorcycle, so it was subjected to outdoor, stuff. It was in the open environment rather than inside a car, right? So I don't know how accurate it is anymore, but if I remember correctly, we were boosting about 13.5 psi on this one. So we'll see what the max boost is on this guy, and hopefully it's close. And then maybe I'll adjust the boost gauge. I'll adjust the boost controller later for like 14-ish psi, but that's later. That'll be a later time. So yeah, let's hop to it. So basically, let's go change this first. So I gotta take these nice. These are really nice. These spade connectors. These female spade connectors are really nice. The other one I had, it would, like, if you pulled it, it would pull the jacket off, and the whole thing would come out. So they were kind of crappy. So I'm gonna go pull those off. Oh, also another thing I hadn't realized is I may need to cut these studs a little bit. Maybe I can take them off. There might be a way to just take them off. I don't know. I don't know if it's a bolt on the other side or if it's just a stud, I don't know. If I try to unscrew it with my hand, I don't know, man. I have no clue. So I think we'll just cut it if it's not long enough. If it's too long. Yeah, so let's go ahead and I'll take this fitting out. I brought my Dremel out just in case we need to cut it. I can pretty easily cut it in the car. So the reason I'm trying to do as much work in the car as I can today is because it's a storms are coming in San Jose. So it's gonna be it's already pretty windy out there, but the rain is coming. I have to work on that. Okay, it's a 13. That's what it is, I think. It's 13. Okay, so we'll go ahead and hopefully it'll come out. Hopefully it'll come out nicely. If not, I might have to use this. Okay, I got it out without much fuss. There it is. And then we'll just go put the other one on. The other one is I'm just gonna put another one on. Let's go. It's here somewhere. Yep. There it is. It's gonna have an extra box. I think this is probably the box for that. I don't know, 570, 57. I think this is for my Eclipse. But I think I bought this one on eBay. Just make sure it's a little clean. Blow it off a little bit. Okay, so I'll just go put just a little bit more Teflon tape on that. It's already got okay, there it is. I kind of put a little too much, but it should be okay. I'll just tighten that by hand first. It's a little hard to get it started. It's got so much goop on that. Okay, I got it in there by hand, and I'll just go snug it a little bit. Got it on there nice and snug with a 13. Take this end off here, and hopefully, okay, it's got the little It's got the little brass thing that's supposed to go on the plastic, but I don't really need that because it's already got one on there. I'm not really sure how to work these. I know you got to put this on the end, and I think you got to. I'm not sure if you got to crush it or something, but it just kind of sits there, and this is what it seals on. So, all right, and then we'll go take the other boost gauge out. Also, I had to fix that gap under here. I just forgot about that, so I might as well just take the whole thing out again. All right. Here's the cool thing of how I set this up. You just take it out from the Velcro, and it should be good. Looks like it's trying to pull some of the Velcro out. Okay. And we'll just unplug all that. All that should come out. Okay, I got it out. So now I just have to try to see if the other one fits. It's a little bit, yeah, it's just a little bit shorter. I think it'll fit. We'll see. Oh yeah, while I got the gauge cup out, let me put some Velcro. So we're just gonna add some Velcro right here at the very edge. We cut it like in half or something. Okay, there's the piece that I cut out. Hopefully that'll work. I'm just gonna stick it on like right there-ish. Now hopefully that'll cover the gaps. I may have cut a little too much of it off, but I'm just going to put it right at the edge there. Okay, well, unfortunately, it doesn't quite fit. I did get the Velcro on there, though. We'll test it when we put the gauge in, because there's some crap hanging out of there. Yeah, so I'm going to have to cut that right stud a little bit. I'll just cut it however long I cut it. Okay, I went and cut that stud a little bit. Hopefully that'll do the trick. Let's try it out. I haven't put the tape on this thing to. Oh crap! Okay, no, I did do it. Okay, there we go. Now it goes in all the way. And that's just, I cut like just that perfect. It still isn't going all the way. What's going on here? Okay, so that's about as far as it's gonna go. The gauge is actually hitting the body of the thing. So, all right, so we're gonna go put some tape around it, like this one here, and that'll help it get in there better. Okay, I got the tape on there. I actually had too much before, so I had to cut it off. It wouldn't go in. So now, now we're gonna have to just put this in very lightly. Yeah. That's a good question. How did I do this before? Oh, okay. So first I got to feed the bitch part is these wires here. We got to feed those wires into the pod first. Okay, so that's how I got it in there, and then I can just slide it into the pod now. Okay, it's in there, pretty tight fit, and then we'll just go tighten up the boost gauge line. Okay, there it is installed. So it kind of irks me out that I didn't get the edges very well. There's a little gap in there, but that's okay. I can live with that. As long as I'm not not staring at this big old gap under here. But yeah, the boost gauge is in there and everything. Let's go fire the car up. Let's see if it actually works. Keys. Some neutral. Fire it up. Boom, there it goes. It works. Like I said, I do kind of like the face of the other one better. The chrome actually goes pretty good with the aluminum color, the AEM, so it's okay. We'll go rev it a couple times. Yeah, so we won't really know. What it'll do until I have to actually drive it and see what our max boost is, and then we can see if it's properly calibrated. If I remember correctly, it was about 13.5 psi was our max boost. Alright, so that is it. We'll just go put this other one back on down there. We'll be all square. And yeah, the main reason I wanted this was, oh yeah, the backlight, I didn't even check it. The backlight is blue. The backlight is blue, and the HKS is blue. HKS turbo timer is blue, so it matches better with that. So I got this blue green thing going on here, and it's dope. It's like blue, green, blue, green. So that's my interior theme color, is blue and green. All right. I could also make it orange too, but then these ones won't be orange, so kind of weird. All right. Cool deal. Haze me out. I'll show you what it looks like at night. Also, I just turned the car off and it went back to 0. So I'm pretty sure this gauge is pretty good. But we'll see. I'll check. When I drive it, I'll check what the max boost is, and we'll see. But, and then maybe since we're boosting 13, I want to get it somewhere in like the 14 psi range. So we'll go ahead and I'll show you guys how to adjust the boost controller. At least on my car. All right, here's my guy. Okay, so that's it. So like I said, I'll show you guys what it looks like later at night, but can't really see it in the daytime. But that's what it looks like. So I mean, that's a lot better than that. So I got the other one in there. It's all bolted in. It doesn't do anything now, but it's just kind of just there just to fill that gap. I don't know what to put in there. I might just get one of those little pockets, you know, that you can put stuff in there, maybe. But the O2 sensor gauge, the air fuel ratio gauge still works. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna leave that there. So I'll have this one and I'll have this one. But yeah, so you can see like how much easier it is to use that. See, all I have to do is just look that way a little bit, you know. Whereas suppose I have to go like this, right? So like I'll be like, you know, looking, driving, look at the gauge real quick, you know, like that a little bit. As opposed to like, oh, I gotta take my eyes totally off of the road to look at the gauges, you know. So that's so much more. That's so much more better to have this gauge out here, you know. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I fixed that little gap under there. It looks a lot better now, and it's carbon fibery. Yeah. All right. So that's it. So I'll show you guys what it looks like at night when the sun comes down. All right. Here's my go. I guess at some point I'm gonna have to get this hooked up. That's gonna be a little bit of work, but so what my plans are for Mr. AEM air fuel ratio gauges here is I'm gonna replace the stock O2 sensor with the AEM O2 sensor, the wideband. So you'll have like a better O2 sensor basically. And I have the same setup on my Eclipse, and I've had it for years, and it works great. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on this. You can pick these up for about, I think I got this for about $100, $120. They're not that expensive. I think if you buy them brand new, they're around $200, but it comes with everything, and it works really good. And you can hook it up to the COM port on your with a USB adapter on your laptop, and you can use it to log your air fuel ratio. But actually, you don't really even need to do that. So what this does, you can do with this is it's called I think it's called NURST or something, NURST emulation. Basically, it's a narrowband emulator is what it does, and it has a output on it has an output wire you can connect to the O2 sensor, and it'll translate the wideband voltage to a narrowband voltage and send it to your ECU, because your ECU is only designed to do, you know, 0 to what was it, point I think it's 0 to 1 volt. That's what it is. And I think a wideband is 0 to 5 volts or something. It's bigger. So if you hook up if you send the wideband signal to your ECU, you very well will fry it, because you're putting more voltage into it than it's expecting to see. But a lot of modern cars use wideband O2 sensors nowadays. So yeah. So that's the next plan for this project, is to get this guy running, and that's going to be a little bit of work, because I have to install O2 sensor, and I have to set this and everything. So, but that'll be a separate vlog. All right, here's my go. And of course, now comes the fun part, cleaning up all this mess. So just in case you're wondering how much of a mess this made, that's what it made. And that's only half of it, because the other half I did inside my room. But this is basically the Velcro and the zip ties for all the soldering and stuff. So big mess, but we'll clean it up. And then I'll get all my tools out of here, and we can go driving. Okay, it's Mega here. So this is what it looks like from the outside. you can definitely tell there's some gauges there. I wish I could make those, maybe I should just put the black bezel on. Since I have, well, one of them will be chrome and one of them will be black, so that's okay, I guess. It's no big deal. But yeah, it is really noticeable, the gauges, especially when the police officer pulls you over. I was like, hey, what are these gauges here? Are you racing or something? No, believe it or not, dude, I've had police pull me over and they look at my gauges. And it's like, hey, you've been racing or something? Like, nah, I'm not racing. It's just, you know, I like to work on cars and shit, you know? There's nothing illegal about it. But yeah, it does make the car a little less sleeper. So, especially when you see that HKS turbo timer, there's a lot of shit. In fact, there's like 4 gauges in the car now. There's like 2 sets of boost and air-fuel ratio gauges in there. But, yeah, so, I mean, hey, what do you gotta do, man? I chose function over sleeper, I guess, so. But, yeah, like I said, I'm trying to make this car as sleeper as possible, but, yeah. If I had window tint, nobody would see in there, so. That's what I'm talking about. But still, my favorite gauges are the one for the Eclipse, it has a bezel for the gauge cluster, and it puts the gauges like right next to the gauge cluster. That is my favorite one, and it's fairly stealth. It looks pretty stock. This, yeah, doesn't really look stock. I mean, I guess a lot of cars have it in the center over there. That's another good place to put it. But I think that's pretty good. But of course, I lose a speaker from it, so that's the kind of downside. But that's okay. All right. Okay, it's Meg here. I promised I'd show you guys what it looks like at night, and here it is. Boom! Let's turn the ignition on. There you go. So that's what it looks like with the HKS dealie. It's pretty sweet. And then that's our old gauge setup still there. Blue, man, this is significantly less than when I left it. It said 11.5 last time, so it's really cold right now. So. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Oh yeah, plus I have the lights on. Duh. Yeah, so this doesn't do anything anymore. But that's what it looks like. It's blue here, and then green, and then white. But we kind of got this blue and green thing going on. Actually, I kind of like it better than the white. The white was too bright, I think. I think that it kind of hurts my eyes when I'm driving at night if I'm looking at a really bright light. You know, this is not that bright. This is perfect. It's about as, yeah. It's not as bright as HKS turbo timer here. So yeah, it looks good. I'm really happy with it. There it is. So, just the boost gauge up close. Nice. Alright. Hades Meg out. That's it for our boost gauge vlog.